of July, another bloke's been today. He could use the scaffolding. Never known nothing like it in my life. He's 2 inspectors 3 weeks ago. Scaffolding was coming down. They said the car's nothing wrong with it. Bloke's come today to see 3 tiles of them moving, or moved, I should say. Temperatures, ridiculous. Mason's tank, reading 26. Mason's fry, 24. I turned that heater down yesterday because it was getting out over 26. As you can see, the fish are all doing lovely. Just going to give him a bit of a water change today. See some of how big some of them are in there. Mason's fish are looking the best. They put 3 fish in the big pond and they come down with sleeping sickness. So I decided to put them 3 fish into this tank, plus 2 fish out my pond in this tank, and treat them all for sleeping sickness, and they're looking the best. So if you don't like this sort of thing, look away if you can see them with the state of the water. I've got to be honest with you, I'm looking a lot better today. Moving around a lot more. One there that's a little bit done. I'm going to give him a water change anyway. Got some water down. I am in salt. He's all down there. I'm swimming about. See if I can get him to move. Oh, he's gone. Here he is. He's gone. Oh, that's nice to see. The one that Mason, the Sanker that Mason picked, I ain't seen that since I put it in here. And I was expecting the worst. I've just seen him swimming down the bottom. I want to drop some food and see what happens. Sorry about the camera work. I am looking a lot better. The becca that I picked there seems to be a lot better. A lot of pink on that one. All of the beccas, they get stressed anyway. A lot more than the average fish, unless it's because it's white and it shows up more, which I think that's what the problem is. Because them so white, you can see the stress. As you can see, them all swimming about okay. I'm going to give them a water change and I'm going to keep them no longer. Got to keep these 2 giving. Mason, his mate from school come yesterday and trashed the garden with his pool. Slimy as anything that is, I don't know why. And then trying to maintain the big one. We'll have a quick walk over to these. As you know from my last video, I put that lily in off Dave. Absolutely love it. Glad I put it in. You see how they broke a few of the leaves away, but the main plant itself, you can see the leaves are thriving. See them back under it again. I've changed that feeder. I think I said this on the last video to two feeds. Again, looking at the water. We did have thunderstorms last night, early hours this morning. So I'm going to clean that filter out as well today and give these some fresh water. That's looking great. I don't know whether they've been spawning. Dave said with that plant in the mitre, because I've got that froth there. I don't know whether it is or not, because if you look round by the lily, it's all covered in that. Dave said they might though with that planting. Anyway, that's just some water changes before it gets too hot. I've been at this now about 20 minutes. Took some friendly filters out of the fry. emptied their water and topped their water up. I'm giving this a good water change now. That'll dilute some of the salt out. I'll check once it's full. I'll give it probably another hour, and I'll test how much salt's in that water and see where I go from there. You can't breathe in it. Why is it when you're abroad? People say it's different over, it's the same. It's just you stopping every bar and have a pint when you're abroad, call you. Most of them are shut now. I'm going to wait for that to top up. I'm going to have me a drink of water, and then I'm going to clean that green filter out over on the main pond and do a water test on this. Once that's cleaned out and put back together, I'll do a water test on this one. I'll go and sit in the house. I've been out literally 5 minutes and I'm cooking. I've just changed the pipe work round to do the green filter on the main pond, and I've overfilled Mason's tank, so I've had to reset all the over back up. God, burns your lungs to breathe. I've way overfilled it, and it was easy just put the over back together and try and catch the buckets. Thing is, it's salt water as well, so I call it go in the garden. I tried that before, ruining the grass. Hey, it warm. I pay a fortune to get a tan in these. Can't believe I'm standing it now. Let's drain some of that water out. Come with a bit of a brainwave, heat wave. The heat wave probably caused the brainwave. So I've got my zeolite in these sacks now. I've just cleaned these off of the hose and put them in clean water. I've got to put salt in there and get aerated in. You see the stains in them sacks and how quick the thinking is. That's due a clean, that is. I've just done a water change now. I've got to keep an eye on that. That's why I've had to drain the water down. That's an overflow, so if that filter starts to fill up, it'll come in there, then I'll know it's on its limits. So my thinking is, when I clean these out, I might put them in them sacks over one of these filters in there and see what happens. That water's awful. While I'm talking about this filter, Steve Lamming's been on the phone to me again. Always messaging me on every video on about this filter, and I've said I don't understand why it's got them two things on the inside of the filter. I found a filter on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, advertising one of these filters, and what I've noticed, if you remember back last year I think it was, I went to a guy named Phil in Albury, same filter, we hadn't got to know exactly how these work properly, apart from the picture on the lid for the filters, which is in my change. When I bought this, it got this fitting with it, so I assumed it fixed somewhere else, because there's no holes in the side of this. The UV sits on the filter here. I'll add the photo on after this, so you can see the picture of it. So the UV light fits on them two fittings, and then the water travels. I've got it coming into the UV, through the UV, down and back in, well, the other way around, into the UV, across, down into the filter. It's supposed to come into the UV, and then the water comes out both. Get the camera right, copy. The water comes out both them fittings into the filter. So you've got, how can I do it? You've got two water flows going into there. So that's why these say rigged up right. But I was saying to Steve, what's going on at the moment, these being treated for this sickness, the state of that water, and that's with hardly any feed. Treating these with this sickness, I want to let these settle as long as I can without disturbing them anymore. And then once I know these fish are right, and they're ready to go back in my pool when the other one's moved on, I'm going to empty this and clean it all out anyway. Set that up correctly. So Mason's fry off Dave in this tank should be big enough then to then go into this tank, which was the original plan. And then obviously I can put that thing in there off Steve, in the bottom of that when it's dry. So that's the plans once all these fish are sorted. It's probably going to be about a month, I suppose, 3 weeks. Don't worry about that when that time comes. Leaving the water over, you noticed before on previous videos it was splashing everywhere. So I put this on just to control that a little bit. Put it the right way around, Colby. The sun's got to you. And that oxygenates the water better like that. That water's still a little bit hot. Got to get me, yeah, chatting bubbles. Can't get them out. Words that is. Get me gun out so I can get wash them sponges off and the brush off in that filter and get that topped up. Oh dear. Not a clanger. I've got the jet gun out to wash the filter out. I don't use the pipe off Mason's tank. Found the whiteboard when I threw it in. I've got a lid on the other one so it'll sink. But, I always flush that out with clean water anyway, so I've just done that. No point in putting bleaching because I put fishing out that pool into Mason's tank anyway. I'm looking lovely jubbly now. Give them a top up. Still a little bit high, but I'm happy with that. They've had a top up. As soon as my pond's full rather, got the hose on it now. I've got to come in the in Mason's koi house to get out the sun. Hose pipe straight in. How cloudy that water is. Can't get me around it. I'm only 2 feeds a day. I do throw my feeding myself, but the feeder's only set to 2, same as the fry. No more looking, they're coming up to the water now, look. And the hose pipe has been run off. I've had it in there for mice. I was going to clean it all out because it's slimy as anything. It must be the old Tracy put on him so he didn't get him burnt because he's pale skinned now. Well, he's dark skinned now. Proper carp, we all gone brown over the days, but I'll call standing it now, maybe like I used to. Wait for this to fill up and I'll do a salt test in there and see what that's reading. Different day. I did test the salt in the water. It was 4.5. I got it up to 0.55. I got it to 2 now. Just give them a few Cheerios to feed on. And I've noticed there's about 3 fish that's the bodies in flaring up. I just don't know what to do anymore. I've got these in this tank here. It's just space and where to put things in. I don't want to overplug. I got every duty cable, more fuse boxes and this shed and more snake room. It's just normal 240 cable. And I've got 2 each, so I'm not as each somewhere at the moment. Just more electricity. I just don't know what to do now. And the way that is awful. We had a football tournament yesterday morning and got knocked out. Only lost 1 game, lost 1 and drawn 1. 1-3. But we did qualify for the next round, so we've knocked out that one. We've got another one today. This afternoon. As long as I could catch them and treat them. When you're stressing all the fish out, I don't know exactly. You just can't see the fish to tell what's what. One of the ways to drain the tank down as low as I can. I've got the set up with the heaters, wait and see the heaters on in that one. Temperature outside's a lot cooler today, that's reading 21. don't know why that's reading so loud really. I've got the H1 too, which is actually built to 24. The frame all doing great. I did lose 2 or 3 the first few days we had them, but since then no. I got them on dry food. Me definitely had them. I give Dave so much, and he decided to take some back. I says, nah, they'll be alright. So I've been dipping into them now. I don't know if they'll see any. There is some in every tub. Yeah, I'll just see a few swimming about there. There's a few in there. And there's quite a few in there, look. What I've done, I've decided to leave them for another week so they can multiply rather than kill them all together. I've been feeding them. I don't know what happened, made it turn itself off. Fish in the main pond, I'm all stuck under the lily, trashing it. Thankfully it's all the older leaves that I'm breaking off. I've got to go and have a shave and a shower in a minute to become a pub ball. Depending how we get on, depends what time we get back. I don't know. Another day. Really concerned about this tank. Tongue today, he said it's expected what's happening. The sleeping sickness, they am all swimming about. I've put some aquaflav in it. See the water's a little bit greener. I'm all swimming about. But the sores on them don't look good at all. My plan was to take them out, put them in Mason's swimming pool, and then treat them individually. I was going to drain this right the way down so I could access the fish better. But Dave's advice is leave them as they are, keep the salt going. And he's saying there's that filter system ain't working right, which I know that. I've said that from day one. I'm just trying to remove the stuff off the filter now. I just can't see. I have looked at that photo and it has got these brackets on it and they hang at the bottom. They hang at the bottom here somehow, but I can't see how that fitting is going to hold the weight of that. I really can't see how I'm going to do it. But anyway, I'm going to take this lid off now. That fitting there ain't doing nothing at the moment, so I'm going to unscrew that fitting and have a look at that fitting. And then I can go from there then, before I start taking all this apart and turning the pump off. I've only got the heater set at 13 and it's reading 20 degrees, which is crazy. Different day with the fry, the heater's still saying that's on. I ain't messing with that, that's saying 21. I wanted that really at 25, but the way the temperature's up and down, I just don't want to cook them. As you can see, I'm swimming about lovely jubbly. And I lost no more fish in there, so that's a good thing. Happy as Larry in there, feeding well, so I'm happy with them. Just going to get the lids off this now, try and make some room. Just stay enough hours in the day. The way it is, I have been able to come out and do anything in it. Yeah, start taking everything off anyway and have a look. See where we get from there. A few other things I've got to do. Anybody local who wants a water butt, everything's with it apart from the little handle for the lock on that, which I ain't bothered about. It's got the base, the tap, all the fittings, and this is the large one. This is. Got to find somewhere to put that. I need to empty Mason's pool and clean. I've got the brush ready, but I wanted really to put that water in that water butt. But I want that water butt up that corner, and I've got a plant that I've had for years. It's actually started growing into that tree. Little cauldron down there that it's in. Now you can actually see the remnants of the plant that's gone in there. It's in seed at the moment. Need to chop that, move that plant. I'm going to put that bottle up there out the way. Hopefully. Try and find somewhere for me Daphne to go. Staying the fruit for anything. Losing my plants. Mason drowned them we were the other day and flooded them all out. Then they shriveled all up. Got the lid off that now, so my priority is to get this filter running as best as I can. In between everything else. Okay then, so I really don't know where I'm going to get round this because that collar has got a screw off that. That there should have a collar on to screw to that. That there's got a screw onto it. So if you can imagine that inside there, how am I going to screw this onto this? With the thread on there, the UV light pokes through that hole, and there should be a collar on that to lock that up. And if I screw that onto it, if it locks that way, or that way, or that way, or that way, or that way, it ain't going to work. It's got to screw until it faces down, like that, and hold that UV, the weight of that UV light. Of course, yeah, that's going to work. So, if there's anybody out there that's got one of these fittings, there's obviously something missing off here. Something missing off there. This is the amount of. Let's try and get this pipe off here. This is the pipe I've rigged up to an overflow. If you can see how much thread's there, there's a collar there to tighten it up. And obviously I can loosen this and turn this to tighten it up. The UV light, name solid, fix the UV. Sorry about the camera there. No one's killing me. I don't know how I'm going to get round to doing it. And there are a couple of thread there at all. Look. The fitting on that UV there is just an house towel that I've put on. I don't fancy taking all that off, taking it all apart to find out it well there. I really don't know what the machine. It's probably waterless. The only trouble when you buy anything second hand, that is. That's fixed on there as well. I'll have a think about it, get back to you. That's how it should go, look, and then things screw on. I really don't get how they've done that. Then we've got to sit down, would you like that? And there's a seal there, as you can see. So it's got to be a tight fitting. And the other problem with this UV that I've got, looking at that thread and looking at that collar, I reckon that will flop into the filter. There should be some sort of a collar there, so that the collar should sit on the outside. If I can show you on this one, see that's the collar type of thing. or even that nut there at the back, so it's solid, so that should sit there. There should be a puller on that to stop it giving shining. The thread is the same diameter as the UV, so when I try and push that through that hole, it's just going to go straight in. Love the straight. I'm just looking at that now, I've got the face here for the UV, which is more or less in line with that. But like I say, just to be able to screw that on, that needs to screw until it's in that direction. Take it off and have a go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I do say, where there's a will, there's a way. What a bit of a, well, what a bit of a struggle, but I've got them on. I've had to put 2 seals there, two seals this side. The only problem is now, that pipe, I'll fit on there. I got no chance at all of that bending on that. So now I've got to go and find myself a little bit of flexi hose. Still ain't done that. Find a bit of flexi hose, see if I can join that up. Stand model out of Law and Order. I bought the length of this already off Sadbay, and I've got another feeling. The wall was too thin. I can't think what I put it on, but as soon as I put pressure in it, it split. And the reason I'm thinking that is, that probably don't mean nothing to nobody else, but I've got an horrible feeling this is no good. But I've got nothing else, so I've got to try it. Here we go. You can hear I've got the water running. Not as I wanted it to work, but doing the T-piece really and teed it off, because the pressure's coming through that one more than that one. You can see how it's supposed to work now. I'm just going to clean the sponges out now. But that is how it should have been. It's got to. I'm going to clean the sponges. That's now overflowing into that crate there. I'm going to change one of this middle sponge, put a light sponge in that one and the blue sponge in that one, because the amount of crap this is catched. I'm just going to turn that off for now because I've got to put the sponges back in. Oh, I've got no room for nothing. Standing over everything. The amount of crud, it's washed off a bit now, but sorry about the camera work. Absolutely biting it this time, and they've been having less food. It's just hoping I'll get no leaks. Let's just wash these off, get my jet gun set up. Everything's a mess. What an absolute ball like. Well, it's hard really if you're younger, you'd have done it easier. Just waiting for, well, looking out for leaks. Dried all that off. Did have a little bit from this viewing window there, that's for when the UV's on. That's a spare one I've got now. This ain't leaking through there. I changed the sponges. I was going to change them back, but I'm going to leave it like that, see how it runs. And you can see it now overflowing into them sponges better. And it's running out of both of them. I did think, having them two on there should have been a spray bar across there or something for it to do that way, which I thought would have been a better idea, but and having 2 inlets, I would imagine you're only supposed to have one and the other one's a viewing window to see if your UV's working. Steve Lemmings, he offered to send me a T-piece. I just can't thank that bloke enough. I really can't, and everybody else that helps Mason out and myself. It's just unbelievable. Just checking that pipe there. I don't know why, but I've got no faith in that pipe at all. And I've got no way of getting that heavier stuff on there whatsoever. We'll see what happens anyway. By the time I find out the weight has gone down, the fish will be all dried up in the bottom and brown bread. Get the hose pipe in there and top it up, and then check the salt level again. See how it runs. Phil from Albury. If you're watching this, Phil, same with you, mate. You don't have a UV with yours. We set you on up with a separate UV, but obviously we need both of them. We need both of these running at the same time, mate. I know you've built a new pond now, so I have been over since you started building that. It'd be nice to see how you've got on with that, mate, to be honest with you. But I know he's been out and bought another filter like this, so we can sell the actual filter but keep the UV. So the UV goes with this, and you've got a separate UV, so maybe you can sell that with this filter. But if you're watching this video, Phil, and you did get the UV the same as this, that's how they should go on there, mate. I've put 2 seals on there and 2 seals on there. There's nothing on the outside here. 2 rubber seals. When I put one on, it was tightening, and these was in the wrong position, so I'll put an extra seal on to give me that extra little bit of movement to get them both level. You see how this filter works now. Try and tidy up, put everything back. The only thing is now my overflows here, as you all know. I've got no room, I'm just going to watch it all fall over. I'll just get washed and bleed and fried. That's my overflow, that green pipe over there. So when the water gets up to that, it overflows through that. But I've disconnected that now. That's that pipe, the back of the filter. I could connect that up to an hose pipe really for the trickling. I want to get the hose pipe anyway, get some water in on these fish and get all tidied up, because I am absolutely cream crackers.